Hi there. I hope you're enjoying the conference so far. My name is Lozon, and I'm a master's student in wildlife and fisheries resources at West Virginia University. I'll be discussing some results from my master's thesis investigating landscape characteristics that influence adult snapping turtle movement in a mixed-use watershed. At this point in history, it's no surprise that human-induced landscape alterations such as agriculture and development can affect plants and animals by fragmenting landscape that can result in isolation of populations or further lead to extirpation. The semi-aquatic snapping turtle is no exception, where they use both wetland and upland habitat. Adult snapping turtles specifically are known to undertake over 1 kilometer movements in upland habitat to nest, breed, and forage. With this in mind, we sought to answer the question of what landscape and wetland characteristics were associated with snapping turtle movements among wetlands. To address this question, we applied radio transmitters to 42 adult snapping turtles across 22 sites within the Upper Deckers Creek watershed in north central West Virginia. We relocated individuals every 2 to 5 days from April to October, which is considered the active season for most turtle species. We specifically targeted adults as they are more likely to make upland movements compared to juveniles. Because transmitters were deployed at different times, the number of days in which a turtle tracked varied between 19 and 480 days. Due to our small sample size, rather than looking at distinct numbers of sites a turtle used, we lumped the turtles into two groups: turtles that stayed in their resident wetland and turtles that moved to other wetlands, and used a logistic regression model to identify effects on a turtle's likelihood to leave its resident wetland. We defined a resident wetland as the site in which we captured each turtle. We digitized resident wetland proximity to nearest roads, as well as nearest wetlands, the quantity or percentage of agriculture within various buffer sizes, 250, 500, and 1,000 meters, average percent sand and soil within 30 meters of each wetland, and wetland size parameters, including surface area in hectares and perimeter length in meters. We found movement among wetlands was not significantly different between sexes, with turtles using one additional wetland on average, but females did move up to twice as far as males. We also found that wetland perimeter and percent agriculture within 500 meters was the best fit model, accounting for 60% of the model weight. It's important to note, however, that the perimeter only model was comparable because its delta AIC value was within the threshold of 2. Overall, we found wetland structure had a stronger effect on site fidelity, where a 1 meter increase in wetland perimeter decreased the likelihood of a turtle leaving its resident wetland by 0.22%. Percent agriculture within 500 meters decreased the likelihood of a turtle leaving its resident wetland by 3.12%, but the effect strength was weak. Another study we conducted for my thesis found wetland perimeter and other related characteristics, such as wetland vegetative cover, are positively related to snapping turtle relative abundance, which was an interesting complement to this study. Wetland characteristics not only attract snapping turtles, but increase their resistance to using nearby wetlands. Although distance from roads was not present in the candidate models, further investigation is necessary to identify movement corridors, as there were 4 locations of reported snapping turtle mortalities within the watershed during the study. I would like to thank the West Virginia University Davis College, my co-authors, funding sources, interns, volunteers, and landowners for their support in this study. Thank you for attending my poster, and feel free to contact me via email if you have any questions. Enjoy the rest of the conference.